Since Britney is all about the spears, she may not use javelins or shields. Let's go punch some demons. The first monsters are really weak and we want to level up quickly, so we'll beef up our enemies just a bit. I've typed these commands so many times in my life to barely make a hiccup in my running. This is why I never got good at StarCraft 2. I was rather psyched going into this challenge. The challenge criteria are not all that exciting, but it's been quite a while since I made a playthrough all the way through hell, and most, if not all of them, have been with a sorceress. I never quite enjoyed that way of life, but I'm also not a very patient person. I know I've several times started playing a different class, got maybe to hell, only to be like, to hell with it, and start a sorceress to gear up the characters I actually want to play. Watching Zarfan's challenge runs has emboldened me, but I figured I'd start with something that would be halfway enjoyable and felt doable from the get-go, just to get into the swing of things. After some fist fights, I sold everything I'd picked up to buy my first spear. Some extra damage against undead is nothing to sneeze at. Using a two-handed weapon is a surefire way to feel overpowered in the early game, but if we don't keep finding upgrades or some other way to compensate, it can turn quite dismal. Luckily, I was pretty sure the elemental damage of the lightning skills would be quite enough, at least for a while. Recording this during Christmas time, I found it fitting to be fighting the ghosts of Britney's past. I had forgotten how quickly things can turn south in this game if you approach it even the least bit arrogantly. Being chilled against a big group of champions is not a recipe for success, wielding a long and unwieldy spear. This fight took a while. One should really appreciate how the difficulty fluctuates. If all fights were like this, it would be a completely different game. If no fights were like this, it would be a run-of-the-mill ARPG with no real zest to it.
I am overburdened.
Treehead would fist dropped a rare spear, which I appreciated, until I noticed all of the lines of text were uninteresting. Well, not uninteresting, but lacking in immediate effect. Amplified damage is really cool, but how often is it going to go off in a timely manner? On the surface, these are the perfect affixes: damage, speed, and attack rating. The rolls are so low, though, they barely have any effect on your performance. I did my due diligence in running back and forth a bit, and after letting Tara translate the scroll for me, I read it very carefully so as to not end up in the wrong place. I touched the stone in the correct order and was transported to Tristram.
It's as if a great war were fought here.
I'm sorry I doubted you amplified damage. I guess playing on a high player count increases the odds of amplified damage being useful, but with monsters living a lot longer. Tristram is a favorite to farm thanks to the density of unique and champion mobs. I soon found Cain and defended him valiantly against hordes of monsters who for some reason had trapped him in a cage I only had to gently brush with my fingertips to open. How often is it the first unique or set drop is actually helpful? This is a real enabler, increasing my mana pool and granting mana leech. After running for quite a while because I forgot to take the Dark Forest waypoint before rescuing Cain, I found the old tower and made my way down. The levels are really short in normal difficulty, so I soon found and took down the Countess. I collected her treasures the only way I know how, running around gleefully. Through all the years playing this game, certain areas have resonated more with me than others. I switched to Players 1 for Tamo and onwards of Act 1 because I want to be done with it quickly. Neither Tamo, the cloister, the jail, or the catacombs appeal to me that much. It's mostly a combination of the areas being really big, and them just being a long stretch before you make progress in your questing. It's likely just the bigness though. The jail and the catacombs can both be quite punishing, with dead ends, both big and small. I am changing my mind about Tamo though. Its higher density in elite packs is rather enticing, especially in higher difficulties. From the start of the playthrough I was a bit taken aback by how hard and frequently monsters hit me, prompting a playstyle of diving in and out, battle to reposition as not to get swarmed. The strength of the two-handed weapon didn't last very long. I would soon be compensated by the power spike of Charge Strike though. Were the spiders always this lax? I had been careful allocating my skill points, but soon realized that dumping any spare points in the power strike would make my subsequent charge strike and lightning strike hit harder from their respective get-goes, so I bumped it up, making me a lot stronger than I ever thought that I would be, hey hey. I damage was pretty good, and I was not overly scared of Andariel. I have absolutely no idea why I looked at the different skills for this long. Throughout this playthrough, I could for the life of me not remember the order of the skill trees, so I often went to look at the bow skills while looking for the spear skills. I've also cut off about 30 seconds of looking here. Again, who medicated these spiders? Going into this challenge, I had only a vague idea of how the Amazon's melee skills worked, but I knew they had flat elemental damage on them, so I wouldn't have to get crazy creative with acquiring new weapons to stay up in damage. What I did fear was lightning immunity on the one hand, and the damage plateau on the other hand. Until either of those came into effect, I would enjoy a rather high power level. I have a ritual killing everything in the penultimate chamber before facing Andariel. It probably comes from a lesson learned running around waiting for the poison to wear off. Other monsters not being in the way helps. Feeling confident, I went toe-to-toe with Andariel, emerging victorious in a matter of seconds. The fight was not interesting in and of itself, but rather for what it told of the future. Would all act bosses be this easy? This is foreshadowing.